Guys, it has been a very interesting week. Hey, what's going on, chat? I haven't done one of these in about a month, so I am a little rusty, as usual, because I always forget to do the second or third stream after the first one. But, oh god, I had to do one tonight, because there's some really interesting drama on the horizon. Chris Hansen, the pedophile hunter, has done a live stream on me. That's actually something that has happened. Chris Hansen, to catch a predator, has done a live stream on myself, Edwin Generations, Some Ordinary Gamers, Muda, you might know him, fucking Bull Blacks, Augie RFC. Dude, Augie RFC's got one of the hottest late night shows on YouTube. If you're not watching it, I don't know what you're doing. Leafy watches it, Keemstar watches it, Chris Hansen watches it, Lindsay Lohan watches it. Everybody is tuning in to RFC After Hours. And apparently some people aren't happy with it. But we're going to get to that. We're not there yet. So, as everybody knows, I've been covering this Chris Hansen thing for a very long time. I spent about 4 months on it, actually, ever since, I believe it was February 22nd, when Shiloh tried to deplatform me on my birthday. And ever since then, I've been really getting into the Onision stuff. I've been checking it in, like, day in and day out. There's been no issues on my part. I've been just having some fun with it. I think I took a little bit of a view hit when I started covering that story, because it seemed to have gone up afterwards. But, I mean, I got really interested in the entire story arc. And John Swan does as John Swan usually does, and he comes in and just eclipses the shit out of me. And there's no disrespect there. John Swan is a fucking fantastic creator. And now this Chris Hansen scene is going in front of 300,000 people on his newest video. And there's also some controversy surrounding that video. But John's got a series of 3 videos coming out right now, and, well, they're going to be out in the next 2 months. But I wanted to I wanted to update my own audience on what's been happening since my videos have ended. I wanted to explain some of the more recent developments surrounding Chris Hansen, and I wanted to address the slanderous accusations that were made against myself and my friends. So John drops his video, and Chris Hansen immediately responds. Actually, he blocks almost everybody who even retweets the tweet. He looked my name up specifically. Thank you very much, Permafrost, for becoming a member. I'm not going to be paying attention to the chat for for most of the night here, because this is more of a monologue. I'm going to be telling a story, basically, kind of how I've done it in the last few streams. But thank you very much to the donators who have already donated. This stream will be archived on the second channel, but without further ado, I think we're going to get started right now. So the big story that's been, the big rumor that's been surrounding the community right now is that there is a incubator for television happening on Chris Hansen's channel. What does that mean? Well, he's apparently it's more important to be on YouTube than television, as Hansen is saying, envisioning new development models to be incubating stories on YouTube before bringing them to television. And the rumor going around is that Chris Hansen has sold the Onision investigation story to Information Discovery? Yeah. This is a massive fuck-up, I would say, on a colossal level, because if anyone had any doubts of money motivation, well, now they're really times 10, right? So we've basically heard stories from multiple people about this situation. There's rumors flying around right now, and I'm pretty sure we have everything but a verbal confession, which I'm going to be looking forward to see if we can get one of those fairly soon. But this actually immediately made someone flip their shit. I know my chat isn't going to know who this is. Actually, maybe they might. Does anyone remember Shiloh? Yes, Shiloh. Well, after John's video dropped in the very beginning, Shiloh immediately started losing it on Twitter. She tweeted out, "Targeting the LGBTQ plus community with an effort to discredit a journalist. Expose the person you have beef with. Leave my community out of it. Your incompetence and hatred has nothing to do with the LGBTQ plus folks. Disgusting, John Swan." Now, what the fuck did John do? If you continue reading, John Swan's apparently a homophobe. And for what? Exposing Chris Hansen? For discussing his incubation of stories? For releasing a drama video? I mean, it's very well made. I don't know, when I watch this video,
Hansen, commonly known online as the guy who baits criminals and puts them behind bars.
I don't see anything homophobic here, but apparently this tweet is the one that did it. This is the tweet that everybody's super upset about right now. John did what everyone else has been really doing, and he sent a cameo request to Chris Hansen, and it was an interesting one. I'm going to just play it for you all now.
Hey everyone, Chris Hansen here of Hansen versus Predators, to catch a predator and have a seat with Chris Hansen. And now I'm going to need you all to have a seat right over there, because I want you to know that the Love All LGBTQ plus support community has some exciting news. Now they've added maps to the collection. I think this is important, and it's important to share this love.
Okay, now that is obviously a meme. That is obviously a clip that has been altered. I don't think he said that. In the ones I've seen, they've usually been fair runs. I don't know what he actually said, but John Swan made a meme about maps being added to the LGBTQ community. And now this is obviously, anyone can see, this is going to be a pattern, by the way. Anyone can see, this is a jab at Chris Hansen. This is what he'll say on a cameo. This is a joke. This is not a target of the LGBTQ community. This is not John Swan's hatred for the gay people. John's been on multiple things with Tro. I don't think John has a gay-hating bone in his body. But for some reason, this woke Shiloh up, who's been dormant since about February after, well, a little situation happened on this channel, don't you think, guys? Yeah, a little interesting stuff, a little development on our end. But she says things like, I know what it is, and I also know by no means does it have anything to do with the LGBTQ community. If anyone doesn't know, MAPs are minor attracted persons, so like pedophiles. So... yeah, so it was a funny little prank. It did what it was supposed to do, and that's all it had to do. But Shiloh continues, this is a disgusting edit to target Chris, but actually targets the LGBTQ folks. John Swan, explain your homophobia. Well, no, this is you weaponizing your audience again during a... during the very beginning of Pride Month, which, by the way, the tweet that we're talking about, this is what, June 13th? This came about 7 days later. She, like, searched this tweet up, because obviously Shiloh couldn't respond about anything in the video, because if she did that, well, it would look kind of bad, because John's video is pretty bulletproof. Actually, Chris has already responded to the video. We're not going to cover that here, but in his response, he lies, ignores most of the facts, and targets Mr. Repzion. So there's obviously not a good response for John's video, just as there hasn't been a good response for my video. In fact, little birdies behind the scenes told me they spent the better part of a month trying to set up an interview to discuss criticisms I had made in my video I released in April. And what happened? Well, it was given to Angry Slug Productions, who's just botched fucking everything since he's been involved in the situation. I don't know if you saw the stream we've done on him, but we've been covering him over on Augie's stream, on Edwin's stream. There's a lot of stuff on Angry Slug. I urge you to look it up. It's some of the best content that I've ever seen. It's absolutely hilarious. But Angry Slug was supposed to get this interview, and half of it was supposed to go to charity and the other half in his pocket. Then Mudahar got involved, some ordinary gamer's massive YouTuber. All of a sudden now, it's not happening. Chris doesn't want to be involved. I hear there's a blacklist, and this shit just goes off until John's video drops, and then talks obviously started to reemerge. But here's the deal. What were we talking about? Oh, right. The TV show, the incubation of stories onto YouTube before bringing them to television. The I only care about getting this so far so we can bring it to the big screens kind of motive. Well, let's see what we have to hear about that. Shiloh put a tweet out in response to Josh Pescator where she shows her own DMs, and in these DMs she claims, yes, there is a TV show. Yes, Chris X'd all of us. Yeah, all of us. Yeah, no, he didn't sell it without us. Is that so hard to get? So, now that's an interesting take. That's an interesting take from Shiloh. Maybe this was a Freudian slip. Maybe she wasn't supposed to say this. But again, it's really aiding that theory, which I believe has been edited from the report that was initially in. So this rumor is really starting to circulate, right? Of course she has to backtrack. Initially, a screenshot that was similar came out where Shiloh said the DMs were doctored, and she followed that up with, read it again, that never happened. I can't believe how little you actually care. Please stop messaging me. So I'm at a loss for words here. I don't know. Is this what's happening? Is this what's not happening? So naturally, there's been a lot of commotion going on in the community, and that's caused a lot of issues so far. But Shiloh had some more interesting takes. A toxic and dangerous environment has been created around our story, to the point where we simply do not talk anymore. When we do speak, we are met with questioning, name-calling, rumors, and other forms of silencing. Now, Shiloh, I gotta be honest with you right here. You're the one who has made a dangerous environment, okay? You're the one who has created that dangerous environment, that toxic environment around your story. I'm sorry that you got some criticism for calling John a homophobe. I'm sorry that you got some criticism for that, and it might have been a hindrance on your night. Maybe your Twitter blew up a little bit. My sincerest apologies about that. But if we take a look here, I mean, you're no fucking saint yourself. Look, I don't want to talk about victims like this. I got criticism for talking about victims like this, and I don't discount anything that may have happened to you. I want to make that very clear. But victims can be more than what their story is. So I'm not talking to Shiloh the victim. I'm talking to Shiloh the bitch who tried to fucking deplatform me in February. I'm talking to Shiloh the bitch who fucking sent a message to a girl saying you're really creepy and I'm gonna come by your fucking house. I'm talking to Shiloh, the one who said it's actually fucked up seeing how many are running to the aid of a guy who releases private DMs and starts smear campaigns on young girls and delves himself into drama for clicks. Good job. And the girl's aligned herself with Chris Hansen. I'm sorry, I thought smear campaigns were bad. I thought delving into drama was bad. I'm sorry, Nick. I didn't know the good find comment was out of context. Oh, yeah, you did, you bitch. I still agree you need to be reported. You tried to deplatform me. You tried to fucking go after me for leaking DMs, which you've done like 7 fucking times since then. You said I encouraged the doxing of a 19-year-old girl. Like, I wonder why it's such a toxic, dangerous environment. I wonder why people keep telling you to get the fuck away from the story. Seriously, I can't believe this is something that's happened. I'm so sorry. People are being so mean to you. Like, oh God, you don't deserve this at all. Holy shit. So someone gave Shiloh some advice, all right? Misinformation, needless hate, and fingers are being pointed at me every turn. Fingers are being pointed at me every turn. I'm posting this because I want everyone to know what it looks like when people try to shame you into silence. Shame you into silence. Oh. Twitter is a telephone game and a pool of negativity. Now, what was this horrible fucking advice? Well, Shiloh, I understand that you were victimized by Greg and it was traumatic. But for the love of God, stop trying so hard to be a victim to criticism. Yours and Chris's actions caused this case to be made into a joke. You were only silenced because of how you presented yourself, by what you said and did. You continue to try and speak for the other women, but they're not the ones being criticized. You are. With you constantly responding to people who criticize you with sarcasm and ignorance rather than understanding, it's no wonder why everyone's jumping down your throat. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Which, by the way, that's some good fucking advice. That's some, like, A1, like, thank you so much kind of advice. And she goes, oh, it's misinformation. It's needless hate. Do you want to see what needless hate looks like? Needless hate is you telling someone that you swear to God you're already on finding where the fuck they live. Needless hate is telling someone to eliminate themselves. Needless hate is telling someone that you literally want them to fucking disappear. Needless hate is telling someone that you know where they live and you wish your fucking dad was alive to deal with it. That's what needless hate is? Oh, get the fuck out of here, Shiloh. Holy shit. I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a professional victim, and again, not talking about the Onision shit. This girl needs to be the victim in every walk of life. This girl needs to be the victim of hate on Twitter when she's a fucking monster. This girl needs to be the victim of the criticism on Chris Hansen because she needs to interject herself into the situation. And whenever she gets called out on something, she's the victim that needs to private her Twitter because everybody's being too fucking mean to her. You fucking threatened to dox people, you told people to kill themselves, and you fucking threatened someone with his own fucking address. Dude, what is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nobody cares that you called John a fucking homophobe. No one gives a shit, lady. No one takes you seriously. My sincerest fucking apologies. So that's number one. Shiloh, I'm sorry. Let's get back onto the main subject. I took a little deviation there that was written right into the script, by the way. That was on purpose. But, so she's talking about the TV show and how there's stuff going on with that. So as this TV show conversation is going on, me and Augie get on a stream, and we're talking about this, because this is a big story. We fired up a stream on Chris Hansen. Nobody else. We weren't targeting victims. We weren't making a stream on Shiloh. This was basically not even on the docket. We're talking about what happens if Chris Hansen sold the story. And suddenly, uh-oh, what is this? A DM from Onision? Oh my god! Who could have saw this coming? A DM from Onision? But what does it say? Well, actually, Onision tells me that there is a copyright strike troll who's using his name to copyright strike big creators. Whoa! And how do we know this? Well, he sends the proof of the document right now, and he says that he also sent me evidence that he wrote to an email to YouTube saying that this was a copyright troll, this was not him, I did not send this fucking legal document. And, oh god, in case you don't know, you could file DMCA copyright strikes off your account, because that's how people who don't have a YouTube account can file a copyright strike. That has to be in the service, otherwise you wouldn't be able to strike down content you don't own, and that would be a fucking gray area. And in case you get fucking banned from YouTube, there's a way to do that. And that's how a lot of these guys abuse it, in which case, we've seen Grossgorg, Ali Larson, get impersonated on a copyright strike to Memology's channel. But there's a fucking name on there. There's a fucking name right on this document. And there's a link there, a video. Now, do you know what link this video is that's about to be copyright struck? Take a guess what video this could possibly be. Chat, what video do you think this is? Well, actually, it's actually John Swan's video. Yeah. The link at the top of the page that you can see right here, that's John's video. See, J64? Oh, fuck. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Zoom and enhance. Oh, no. J64. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Someone tried to copyright strike John's video. Oh, my God. Can you believe this critical video of Chris Hansen almost got struck? Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Who is that? Who is that? Holy shit. The username. Do you see the username? That's Anonymous Gene. Has anybody been following my fucking series? Does anybody know who Anonymous fucking Gene is? Big shocker. Big shocker. This guy works for fucking Chris Hansen. Oh shit. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. No. Wait a minute. The copyright troll works for Chris Hansen. Oh my god. What's happening? Oh god, this is terrible. I can't believe this. The copyright troll Anonymous Gene is the same guy who's worked with Chris Hansen and is the fucking source of the video that leaked from showing Chris Hansen outside Onision's house. This guy still works with Chris Hansen. He's actually the guy who found Angry Slug Productions and got him in contact with Chris. They're still fucking actively working together. And I know Chris's fucking response is gonna be, Jesus Christ, oh, he doesn't work for us because he doesn't fucking pay these people. That's the only difference. They're fucking walk-on employees. They don't get paid for this. So so naturally there's one of two directions this could go. Either Anonymous Gene just decided, oh fuck, oh shit, we're gonna file this copyright strike, right? Or Chris Hansen asked for a video to go down that was critical of him. A video that talks about a lot of stuff that Chris might not want people to see. I mean, when I take a look at this video, I see a lot of stuff in here that is pretty interesting to me. If it'll load. Thank you, John Swan, for not loading what I need you to load. But, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this video that I would find potentially hazardous if I was Chris. But then there's another idea. What do you do when you're filing a copyright strike? How do you get out of this? Because even if this copyright strike which went through, which by the way, it didn't. Onision stopped this copyright strike from going through. But even if this went through, I mean, John could have got out of it, right? I mean, it's not a real copyright strike. Well, to do that, he would have needed to give his full legal name. His full legal name. Wait a minute, and his address. He would have had to give his full legal name and his address. which lines up really nicely with the guy threatening him. Oh shit, that's Anonymous Gene. He said, "I don't just dox on Twitter, I do it everywhere. How do you think I ran Greg off Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Slug ran him off Discord? Well, do the same thing to John Swan, and not a damn thing he can do about it. Won't be long, John will be shoving dildos up his ass too. Wait until I start doxing John Swan. That won't be long." Oh, Jesus. So wait a minute. All right. We're going to play a game of Clue here. So we got the copyright strike. We know who did the copyright strike, and we know who he works for. And we got a complete fucking threat coming from the guy who made the copyright strike. Uh-oh. Oh, God. That's terrible. That's really bad. Gee, Chris Hansen, are you asking for critical videos to be taken down? Now that's just a question. I don't know if that's the motive here, but at the end of the day, this looks really bad. This looks really fucking bad. Why do you work with doxers? Let me just remind the chat that Anonymous Gene has doxed Onision. He's doxed Onision's sisters who have had nothing to do with this. He has posted examples of how to flag and mass flag accounts. He spammed this under everybody's fucking tweets. I think it's insanity. And you're gonna work with this guy? You're a fucking a journalist. You have integrity. You're not some YouTube drama channel. Like one of those little fucking YouTube drama channels that you hate so much. Oh, God. You're going to run some gay ops on us, Chris? Like, what is this? And this is a huge deal. Why is nobody talking about this? Well, I'll tell you why nobody's talking about this. Because after we talked about this on that stream on Augie RFC's channel, something happened that overshadowed the situation. And I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't know what the deal was. But, a girl whose name I'm not going to mention showed up on the stream. And I'm choosing not to name her because there has been criticism that these are the victims. And to be honest, I don't really want to bring any more attention to her specifically because it's not fair to these people. I honestly think that Chris Hansen is abusing them, you know, not sexually. I think he's abusing them to try to get on daytime television. I think he's using their stories to try to get back into his old roots here. And I think they're buying it because I don't think they have many options. And I feel bad for these people. And I feel bad for the stories. I feel bad for what has happened to them. So I've made the decision, other than Shiloh, who has particularly wronged me, I'm not going to name any victims in this stream. But somebody did a live show, and it was fairly interesting. Chris Hansen made one with this victim who came on our show. And just to give you the background for this one, we had an argument, right? After we went over this copyright strike situation, a girl came on the stream to argue with us, and she came off very hostile right off the bat. She gave us an attitude, and it was a war on jokes, right? There was a joke made earlier in the stream, because everyone who watches RFC After Hours knows it's just a bunch of guys hanging out, you know, doing the thing. It's a shock jock radio format. It's practically a Discord call that gets streamed. We're not Chris Hansen. We're not out here changing the fucking world. We're running a fun live stream talking about what's happening on YouTube. So somebody made a comment that Chris Hansen calls these girls his daughters, which I believe is a statement that you can criticize. Don't you think that's a little breach there? Like, you don't think that's a little weird? You don't think that you're putting a little extra trust in these? Like, you're calling them your daughters. That's a bit manipulative, Chris. So somebody makes a joke in passing and goes, do you think they call her daddy? And now, this girl attached a sexual connotation to that joke. Apparently, this really bothered somebody, and she came on our stream with 8 guys who are all YouTubers, by the way. And she had the balls to come and argue with us. And I give her credit for that, because it is not easy to get on a live stream. I've actually said this publicly after the fact, that it is not easy to get on a live stream with 8 YouTubers and debate us on something like that. To disagree with us in general. To get on a show when you're a normie YouTuber, not even a YouTuber, you're just a person. Like, you don't have a big YouTube channel. You don't have any live streaming knowledge. You haven't done this before. And you're going to get on our show, and you're going to disagree with us. That's cool, whatever. You didn't go about it the right way. You came on our show. You accused us of being victim blamers. You tried to tell us what we can and can't joke about. You were beyond rude to everybody in the call. You tried to scream over us multiple times. You said we said things about victims that we never said, and I think I took a fucking offense to that. So yeah, I told her to shut the fuck up at one point. I was in my normal form, and I think I was justified in doing that. You can watch the stream on Augie's channel. I welcome you to watch the stream on Augie's channel. 99% of people who have watched it understand why us, and myself in particular, were annoyed that she came off and made allegations like that. Now, Chris Hansen, seeing that this fucking rumor has come out now that a copyright strike has been filed on John Swan, and it's somebody who works with him, naturally takes the opportunity to address that, right? Well, no, actually. He does a whole live stream. The To Catch a Predator guy does an entire live stream on me, on us. Do you know how fucking sad that is? Let's get into it. I want to hear what he has to say. Because he led these questions. Another reason why I'm not blaming the girl is because Chris would give all the context and lead these questions to the point where we look awful. Just god-awful, right off the bat. No context, no clips, no discussion. It's bad.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Have a Seat with Chris Hansen on this Wednesday night from New York City as we continue our investigation into Davi Vanity, the former frontman of the group Blood on the Dance Floor. Accusations.
Guys, this is a live stream about fucking sexual abuse allegations. At least I thought that's what his channel was. I thought that's what the Chris Hansen channel was about. Are you telling me he brought this victim on his show specifically to just shit on us? I don't think that's true.
That he has sexually assaulted and exploited hundreds and hundreds of women potentially around the world, also known as Jesus Torres. We have a guest tonight who is very compelling, very important. It's just a heartbreaking story, and it's very brave of him to come forward and tell tonight. But also, and she'll talk about this too, has been re-victimized by...
Has been re-victimized. Keep that in mind. I just want to add a little bit more context. I did not know who this girl was until after the stream. Apparently, this is a girl who was a victim of Davi Vanity when she was a minor. That is why she is a victim. And apparently, by me talking mean to her, I re-victimized her. I re-victimized this girl. That is fucking repulsive. That is fucking slanderous.
The toxic culture of some streamers, content creators, drama streamers on YouTube. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. There has been drama in the YouTube community among some content creators, some of which are considered drama channels, about the various coverage of this story. There was a live stream Monday night.
I love the bitrate. This is good. Naturally, I'm having an issue on the stream.
On YouTube. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. There has been...
Oh, this is fun.
Drama channels about the various coverage of this story. There was a live stream Monday night. You entered it. Tell me why you did it and what happened. Why would they do something like this? What was going on in it?
What are these questions, Chris? You are leading this entire thing into making her say these. Listen to this.
This chat. I've seen some of it, and it's, they're critical of me, and I understand that. That's fine. I'm a big grown up, and I've been in this business a long time. So, look, I'm not beyond criticism.
I'm just playing the Chris Hansen parts, and you're getting what this stream is without her even talking.
Not anything, and I understand that I'm not the traditional YouTuber. I'm a reporter who does work on YouTube. I get that. But why is it necessary for 8 content creators?
Oh, 8 content creators.
Essentially sit around in a circle, make crass remarks, some of them acting as if they were in a goon squad.
In a goon squad. We're in a goon squad where this is like Trump calling the people who are protesting thugs. That's what this is. This is literally a Donald Trump play. That's what this has devolved to. That we're 8 guys bullying the shit out of this girl who came on a live stream on her own volition and acted rude to the fucking stream. Like, of course, and by the way, only 3 people in the chat even knew who she was. Augie, at one point when she was explaining it, thought she was a victim of Onision. He didn't even know, like, which camp she was in. I mean, that's... How the fuck is this our fault? I don't get it.
And targeting the victims, the survivors. How does that make sense?
And nobody's targeting the survivors. There were 3 people who entered your interview who were talked about on that stream. Apparently Shiloh was mentioned in passing, which wasn't even by me at first. Angry Slug Productions, who's only a victim of being a moron, and it was the girl who took a bunch of Xanax, and she's not even a victim of any party, she just runs a Tumblr blog. Those are the only people we spoke about. We didn't discredit Sarah, we didn't discredit any of those other girls. We didn't discredit any girls. We didn't even discredit this girl, the one that's on the stream. Like, we actually clarified that in our fucking rambling. If you go back and watch it, this is so disingenuous. How fucking far have you fallen?
I mean, and correct me if I'm overstating this, but I just don't get what the purpose of this was. I mean, I get, fine, criticize me. Do a show on me. But when a survivor comes on to talk or who has shared with them their story previously, why do you have to beat up that survivor? You talked and termed some of the banter that came during this stream and afterwards in a Discord associated with it. You used the term gruesome.
It's gruesome. Dude, you're gonna hear the adjectives. I could just play the adjectives one after another. Dude, if this is how you give interviews to Onision, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna stop taking you seriously. The way that you treat me and the way these girls have treated me makes me not want to believe any of this, dude. This is ridiculous.
To characterize the chat. What did you mean by that? One of the participants in the stream last night is a content creator with whom you did an interview earlier on. You asked this person to take down your interview from his YouTube channel. What were the circumstances surrounding that, and why did you make it?
Now, this is important. So, this girl reached out to Repzilla and requested the interview come down. Myself, Edwin Generations, and multiple other people have addressed this publicly after the stream, even telling people not to bother her. And she didn't mention that maybe she was, upset enough to go on Chris Hansen. All these things she said to us about how we need to watch what we say with our jokes, which we're not going to do, by the way. All these things couldn't have been said in DMs? No, you had to go on some fucking big YouTuber show and platform it in front of everybody. I see what you're doing. This isn't some fucking, 10,000 IQ play. It's very clear what's happening here.
Make that request. At one point, people referred to you as sweetheart.
That was definitely me. I was talking down to her, and I did call her sweetheart. I will own that 100%, and I do it again.
Other terms like that, what does that say to you? What are you doing here, sweetheart? Did you feel that you were re-victimized by going on this live stream?
Re-victimized, bringing that word back again. Thanks, Chris.
Wait. People said they were happy.
Oh, this is the best part, okay? Now, we have to take ownership of our chat, because the chat called her a Karen. A Karen, the dreaded K word, the brand new Twitter fucking curse word that nobody's allowed to say. Oh, sincerest fucking apologies that we can't use that word anymore. The Karen word is now banned. Chat, do not use the Karen word. Basically, apparently this girl claims that she got 1,700 messages or some fucking huge number like that of harassment asking her for nudes and I want you to know there were 500 people watching this live. None of us tweeted her after it. I didn't even know her at. I couldn't spell her name until I saw it in Chris Hansen's title. None of us have sent anyone to harass this girl. And Chris Hansen makes it out like the chat, being a dick, is our fault.
With
that I got
Bobby Vanity exploiting you as an 11, 12-year-old girl, coaxing you at a very vulnerable time in your life into performing sexually explicit acts on a video camera. They said they were
You're trying to assign that to me, and that's fucked up.
happy. You got what you deserve. Who says something like that, Noah? It would seem that there's enough reporting here or enough material here for a lot of different streamers to do something positive, to create a community that is looking out for the survivor's best interests. But what do you think the real purpose of that stream Monday night was?
I'll tell you what the real fucking purpose of that stream was. We're talking about you and how you potentially are selling a story and incubating stories on your YouTube channel in an attempt to bring them back and get your career back. It's about how somebody mentioned this TV show and how this was happening. It's how an Onision copyright strike came from someone who worked with you. This is what the stream was about. These are what we were there to talk about. We weren't there to bash victims, no matter how many times you try to place that blame onto me. And it's really funny that you're going to take this in some direction. You're going to use this fucking girl as a meat shield. You're going to put this girl in between you and John Swan because John's video's gaining traction, because it's time to criticize Chris Hansen, and you're not going to let that happen, so you have to paint us in the worst fucking light possible. You fucking degenerate.
Well, there are, YouTube content creators who, for whatever reason, disagree with me or didn't like the way I did the Jeffree Star interview, and that's all fair, Mm-hmm. But they generally, it seems, stand by the survivors in the case. And I also think that in this live stream, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, there were different levels of participation. There were some participants who were very aggressive.
Now look, he's going to word this like, well, some people didn't do anything. Those silent people are just as bad. That's how it's supposed to go here. Because Repsion wasn't verbally fucking angry with this girl, but he didn't open his mouth. You know why he didn't open his mouth? Because she was fucking wrong. I'm sorry.
So very gross, very disgusting to you and about other survivors. And then there were some who just kind of stayed back. But the ones who stayed back didn't interrupt, didn't say, hey, wait, I had one of my live streams, you shouldn't treat her that way, she's a survivor. Did that offend you, that lack of...
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, you can cancel the fuck out of me for this, but if you're a survivor from something, that doesn't mean you can't be an asshole 2 years later about something completely different. You're not defined by the... I thought this was how this worked. You are not defined by one thing that happened to you. Something very unfortunate can happen to you, and I could feel bad for that. But if you're going to come and treat me rudely, and you're going to get on a live stream and lie about me, I'm allowed to be angry at you. I don't know why we can't separate those two things. I don't know why I'm not allowed to be upset that you got on here and basically said that we don't support victims, or we don't like victims. Like, there are guys like Edwin Generations and Repzilla who have spoken to these girls like on live streams and helped them out personally. I know I think Repsion's given these people some money. I mean, the communities that have helped push this story paid for a fucking tattoo on Shiloh. I mean, like, there's shit that's happened in this fucking community that you can credit these fucking people for. They have helped you, just as Chris Hansen has helped you, but he's not helping anymore. He's not doing anything good anymore. He's not doing what you guys think he's doing. He's a fraud. That's what Chris Hansen is.
Of defense, that lack of participation, did that offend you just as much as the aggressive, boorish, gruesome, disgusting...
Dude, he's got to add more adjectives. Can we listen to that one more time? If it won't fucking buffer. Let me just lower the quality, because this is being a pain in the ass. This is good. It's ridiculous. It's gotten to the point where I don't know how people can't be outraged about this. I don't know how this has gotten to the point where it is, where we still have to fucking explain to these people that there's something wrong here. I don't know why we're the bad guys.
Good evening,
here.
everyone.
I don't know why we're still having this conversation. It's been like 4 months. Jesus.
Disgusting behavior that you saw. What does this say, Noah, about the toxic culture of YouTube? In a comment made on Twitter right before we went live here on this show, one content creator accused me of using you as a quote-unquote meat shield against criticism of me. this would have been an easy show to take a pass on after you were ridiculed, abused, taken advantage of in some ways on this Monday night stream.
Fuck you. Literally fuck you. You ask this girl why people think she's a meat shield, and then she's supposed to get in there and defend you as a fucking meat shield. There is no excuse for taking a girl who's a victim of Davi vanity, throwing her in the title, and throwing drama channels in the title. This is a drama stream. Do not get your fucking knees twisted. This is not an investigator stream. This is YouTube drama. He spent 45 minutes on YouTube drama. This was her allegations. No, this was YouTube drama featuring sexual assault allegations. That's what this stream was. So, I don't know what you think you did here, but you took a bunch of drama channels that of course are going to respond, right? And you fucking put this girl in between you, this damaged girl who doesn't fucking deserve to be, like, thrusted in the middle of this fucking argument that's going on, while there's a critical video of you up that apparently might come down, which it hasn't so far, but it's fucking infuriating. You're gonna get this fucking girl on this live stream, and you're gonna ask her that fucking question, like, why do they think you're a meat shield? I don't know. Why do they think you're a meat shield?
Why did you feel that it was important to do? How harmful was a stream like that on Monday night? And again, I know that some of these people have less commitment to justice for survivors than some of the others. I'm not trying.
Who the fuck are you talking about? Less commitment for justice to survivors, dude. You know who's got good fucking commitment to justice for survivors? The fucking police department. Okay, that's what this is, dude. You're not committed to anything other than getting back on fucking television.
To put them all in the same box, but it did end up being a free for all that was abusive. And again, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but.
Yeah, guys, this was a really fucking gruesome, abusive situation. Correct me if I'm wrong. What are you supposed to say there? I mean, like, seriously.
Everything I've heard, it was not appropriate to treat survivors in a topic like this in the manner that they did. They took this, and again, I don't want to paint each one of the content creators with the same brush, because there were varying levels of participation and crass comments and offensive comments and abuse of you. But what's the potential damage of these guys doing something like this?
The potential damage is that you put this girl in front, and I could have made this live stream tonight, and I could have named her, and I could have just bashed the ever-loving shit out of her and played all her clips where she made us look bad, and I could have made this about her, but I'm not getting away from the topic at hand, and it's you being a piece of shit. And I'm glad that people talked to me about this. I'm glad that we had a conversation on another live stream the other night. I'm glad that I get to fucking take 1,138 people and remind them that you're the problem.
I completely agree with you.
Give the survivors into just taking this case, making a sideshow. I guess it's making.
You're the sideshow to the fucking police department, and don't get that twisted.
I guess what bothers me about the whole thing is, instead of focusing on getting some justice, there's this sideshow that's been created to gin up drama, to bring views and clicks and things and to these individual drama channels, because without the drama, they have nothing. I mean, there's some of them who have had legitimate interviews with people like yourself, just like I do. But some of this is just false narrative.
It's a false narrative. Guys, this is for clicks. This is for views. We're only talking about Chris Hansen for clicks and for views. Hey, Chris, I gotta tell you something, buddy. You're on a steady decline in subscribers. My last 5 videos have outperformed... I'm sorry. My last video have outperformed the last 5 if you add all of yours together. I don't need you. Mutahar gets like 800,000 views a day. He doesn't need you. Edwin Generations can pull more views than you on a single live stream right now. You used to pull 10,000 people. You had 1,000 last night, and you were ratioed. I don't need your fucking clout, Chris Hansen. And you don't even have enough clout to get back on TV. What do you think I can gain from you? Dude, I lost views on my channel because I started covering your story, and they went up as soon as I started covering mainstream drama again. I took a hit because I don't like you, man. That's what this is. And then Edwin Generation says it, I think, perfectly. I think this is exactly what it needed to be. On a real note, I was insulted to hear Chris Hansen allow a narrative that I don't care for survivors. I don't need to have survivors I've worked with vouch for me on a stream for validation like he does. And how has he actually helped? Why not hear out his past interviewees? Dude, how sad is this, Chris? You have lost everything. Your views are dead. Everybody knows it's a fucking scam. Everybody knows you worked with fucking, Pablo Escobar's fucking brother's chief of assassination's phone brand. Everybody knows you've worked on scams. Everybody knows that you'll fucking say anything on your Cameo for money. Everybody knows the fucking coronavirus shit is bullshit. Everybody sees through your fucking act, dude. And you just spent 45 minutes discussing me, a drama channel, on your fucking To Catch a Predator ripoff. Dude, you could hate drama channels all you want. There are guys in this community who have done far more for those girls than you have, and have had far better intentions when doing it. It's just, it's fucking abysmal, man. It's really fucking depressing. Onision in the chat. Did Hansen really mock other channels for relying on drama when he talked about me? He was getting 300 views to 2,000 a video. Dude, your channel was made by an interview on Sarah. You're a drama channel, man. Dude, you fucking made a response to John Swan, and you made a 45-minute fucking stream on some fucking allegation for 15 minutes, and then about me. Like, how far have you fallen that you're talking about me? I'm a 35K YouTuber. I'm literally a 35K YouTuber, and you're talking about me. That's pathetic. But unfortunately, it doesn't end there. A user named Luxymoo has come forward, who, by the way, apparently in the past I've joked about an email she sent to the police department. I wasn't aware that she's close with all the survivors, and I wasn't aware that she also had her run-in with Onision or something. I still really don't know what happened. I've been told by Edwin Generations there's some interesting messages. I haven't read them myself. But Luxymoo had put out a statement on behalf of the other girls as well. I probably won't keep this up for very long. I want to move on, and I want to speak out further onto this. I'm just trying to clear the air. Thank you for listening. I love my friends very much, and I just want them to be left alone. And in this statement that you're about to read, this kind of just blows it all open. It's the perfect ending to the perfect live stream. Because what we have to say, this is an allegation levied by someone who's close with all the girls, and who knows Chris Hansen, and I'm sure it can't possibly take us back to the beginning, right? There's no way it could take us back to the beginning. Oh, wait a minute. It does. It actually does. I was going to stay silent because talking about all of this brings me a lot of stress. I truly don't need that right now. But I'm realizing that seeing all the lies and rumors flying around stresses me out more. Chris Hansen is not the good guy. He has been talking to ID about a show without any of us knowing for literally 6 months. Chris's concern is Chris alone. He's trying to bring this career back to YouTube. He's trying to bring his career back to television, and in my opinion, is using the victims to do it. He's been hella pushing his contracts for ID without considering anyone's feelings on it. My hope for him is lost, and I'm sad. I just can't justify this man's actions anymore. He has shown where his priorities lie. As everything stands, there will be no show with Sarah, Billy, Lainey, Ayala, or myself. If anyone else wants to do it, that's up to them and not my business. Quite frankly, a lot of us would like our interviews removed. But I doubt Chris would do that. Wait, wasn't there a whole segment in that video we just watched about how someone wanted to remove Repzilla's interview and how we were bad guys because I don't think Repzilla did it? Oh, well, Chris, you're going to remove the Sarah interviews, right? Like, if Sarah really wants this, by the way, she hasn't confirmed or denied the statement, but if Sarah wants this, like, removed from the record, You're gonna take that down, right? I know it's like your biggest video on the platform. I'm sure if Repsion wanted his video down, would you take that down, Chris? I mean, since that's the grandstanding, that's where we're sitting here. Some of the anti-O's have been very vocal against certain YouTubers. Edwin, John Swan, Creepshow Art, Tamimi, and some others. Let me just say, while some of these people came on strong, they're not wrong when they talk about Chris. Watching you all advocate for Chris is disheartening, considering what I know. I know you can't help it, because how can you know if no one says anything? Well, now I'm able to say something. We're all trying to move on with our lives. Sarah's doing well. She is happy. Billy is traveling, just trying to live her life carefree. Ayala is expanding her OnlyFans. Lainey is trying to de-stress as much as possible, and I'm starting a family. The FBI has the laptop, and if they feel that enough evidence on that laptop is enough to arrest Greg and Kai, they will, or without, they will, with or without information discovery, doing a show. For now, I'm just happy that Kai's off the internet and Greg has no other options left. We started this with hashtag We Stand With Sarah, and that's how it'll stay. So, wow. That's fucking... I guess that takes us back to the beginning. So that's what they feel like. Notice Shiloh's name wasn't on that list. I guess that says a lot more about her than it does those other girls, if that's true. That's well, that is some tough shit right there. And she deleted that comment, which, by the way, she did say that she was going to delete it. Luxy said specifically that this won't stay up very long, and it did attract a fuckload of attention, like 700 responses, fucking likes or whatever. I have deleted the tweet, not because I don't stand by it, but because I'm now cleansing my life of all things Onision and Chris Hansen. Numbers have been blocked. I am done. I said my piece. Thank you again for listening. So yeah. Fuck. Where are we here, guys? What the fuck just happened? So Chris Hansen's selling a show to Information Discovery. There's a copyright strike from somebody who works with Chris Hansen, and we don't know if he's the one that requested it. Chris Hansen used a victim as a meat shield to try to paint me as a bad guy, as Deji would say. To try to distract us from the fact that we don't know what that copyright strike was, or if it was designed to dox fucking John Swan. If anything, Onision might have just saved John Swan from being doxed. Guys, you lost. Anti-O's. You just made Onision look like he saved the day. Jesus fuck, man. Oh, and Onision brings up another point. He says you need to stop calling the victims. Listen, again, you got to see where it goes. But I use the term alleged victim 99% of the time when I'm talking about this. And it came up in that live stream that we shouldn't be called alleged victims and there should be two sides to the story. And I quote, the side that puts Onision in jail and the side of the survivors. In case you're not aware, those are the same side. Everyone's playing teams here. Who's team Onision? Who's team Chris Hansen? Who's team victims? Who's team survivors? Who's team alleged? Okay, I'm team the truth. I want to find out what happened like everybody else. I want to know what the fucking facts are. I want to talk about what we can fucking determine from the shit that we have. And there's a lot of on this story, guys. That's what this is. It's the allegation is not a fucking word used to deter people. Alleged is not a word used to minimize people. You're an alleged victim because we don't know if something is true. Have you seen half the community be Me Too'd right now? Some people like Minilad have admitted to a lot of things. Some people like Tom Syndicate contacted a lawyer. Some people like Angry Joe, I think, got fucked with a false allegation. I'm sorry, but every time I see Slazo, Zaptai, fucking all Pro Jared, all these names pop up on my fucking list, I remember what alleged means. because people's lives get ruined. I remember 2 football players who had someone accuse them of rape because she didn't want to tell her boyfriend that she was 2-teaming this fucking football team, and she accused them of rape and had to fucking admit that she lied after ruining their lives. This is scorched earth, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fucking disaster. And it's Chris Hansen's scorched earth. That's what we're dealing with, guys. So yeah, alleged victims, give these girls a platform to speak. Do not take their platforms away. They're allowed to say what they have to say. But, I mean, we're allowed to say we want to see evidence. And that goes for every one of these fucking stories right now. There's 52 fucking people being accused of sex crimes. This is not just a Chris Hansen problem. This is Summit 1G making a tweet the other day saying that on the internet that like these fucking situations are innocent until proven guilty unless you're on the internet. And people are saying that's a bad take. Dude, fuck off. Don't ruin people's fucking lives. Don't forget Johnny Depp. I think that's about it for tonight. I think we've gotten our point across. So, without further ado, I think we're going to end this the same way it started.
It is a new day. Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe, this is the most badass YouTube broadcast